Hello SLAPAFISH community and welcome back to No World Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking all 10 Halloween tanks that will be turning into monster tanks. So the only tanks are not in this list are the two brand new tanks that we have no idea what they are, and the Spectre. So this list will be including the Kaiju, the Lycan, the Bellatores, the Gorynych, Hellhound, Revenant, Crest Panther, Wraith, Inferno, Bellatores, and Dragon. Which, that is 10 tanks, so I guess this is like a top 10, but there's only 10 tanks in total. But anyway, also the gameplay that you see in the Kaiju and the Wraith is not me driving. It's some gameplay I borrow from two channels, and you can find those in the description below. So yeah, I don't actually own the Wraith or the Kaiju. So yeah, let's jump into number. Also, I do want to say this one right quick. So this is battle count of all time, and also I'm going to be judging the ranking system by win ratio. And also if there's a tiebreaker, since there is a tiebreaker and the win ratio is the same at, let's say, number 7, number 6 spot have the same win ratio, then I'll be do it by battle count. So whoever has the higher battle count will get placed higher. So that will be the tiebreaker. And also these are the totals, like the averages of percentage between PS4 and Xbox. Okay? So I'll show you the example at number 10. So at number 10 is the Bellatores, which is a tier 8 American preferential heavy tank. And the Bellatores, so this is the only one I'm going to be doing it for. So the Bellatores on PlayStation has a 50.88% win ratio, and on Xbox it's a 50.94% win ratio. If you average those together, it's 50.91%. So that 59.1% is the average, and that's what I'm going to be using for the rest of the ranking system. So it's a 50.91% win ratio in 517,000 battles. So what makes that Bellatores good, or why would you ever want to play the Bellatores? So basically, the Bellatores has a 67% silver bonus and a 10% XP bonus. Now, the Bellatores is a heavy tank, so armor is all heavy tanks. So the turret armor is 229 at the front, 89 at the side, and 208 at the back. Whole armor is 191 at the front, 66 at the side, and 51 at the back. You also have 1,500 hit points. Your signal range is 570, and your view range is 380. Sorry, got those mixed up. Now, we move on to the gun. The gun fires 5.05 rounds per minute. That does 320 damage per shot. That gives it a DPM of 1,616. Your penetration is 198 on your standard, 245 on your premium, and 53 on your high explosive. Your aim time is 2.29. Accuracy is 0.42. You have 20 degrees of gun elevation and 10 degrees of gun depression. And your power to weight ratio is a 14.34. And you go 29 forward and 10 reverse. So that's the Bellatores at number 10 spot with a 50.91% win ratio. Now at the number 9 spot is the Revenant's Crest Panther, which is a tier 7 German medium tank. And its win ratio is a 51.02% win ratio in 2,538,000 battles. So Revenant is basically a tier 7 German medium tank, like I said before. It has a 56% silver bonus and a 20% XP bonus. Don't know what happened with my S's right there. And it fires 12.5 rounds per minute. That does 135 damage per shot. Its DPM is 1,688. Its penetration is 198 on its standard, 244 on its premium, and 38 on its high explosive. Its aim time is 2.5, accuracy is 0.32, gun elevation is 18 degrees, and gun depression is 8 degrees. Now, you have a horsepower per ton at 16.33, and you go 55 forward and 20 reverse. Now, what about the armor? How good is the armor? Well, first of all, it has 1,200 hit points. Its whole armor is 80 at the front, 50 at the side, and 40 at the back. Its turn armor is 100 at the front, 45 at the sides, and 44 at the rear. It's okay armor. It's okay armor, so yeah. And view range is 360 and signal range is 550. Now, number 8 spot is actually the Wraith Panzer 58 Mutz, which this is basically the same tank as the Panzer 58 Mutz. And at the number 10 spot, the Bellatores is the mutant, the M6A2E1. I think that's what it's called. So number 8 is the Wraith Panzer 58 Mutz. It has a 51.6% win ratio and 235,000 battles. And I don't know if I said this yet, but it is a tier 8 German medium tank that has a 50% silver bonus and a 15% XP bonus. It fires 7.5 rounds per minute that does 240 damage per shot. It has a DPM of 1,800. Its penetration is 212 on its standard, 259 on its premium, and 45 on its high explosive. Aim time is 2.3, accuracy is 0.36, gun elevation is 25 degrees, and gun depression is 10 degrees. You have a horsepower per ton at 13.45, top speed is 44, and reverse speed is 18. Armor, you have 1,300 hit points, and your turn armor is 120 at the front, 65 at the side, and 40 at the rear. Whole armor is 90 at the front, 40 at the sides, and 30 at the back. View range is 380, and signal range is 570. And so, that's the number 8 spot, which is the Revenant 58. I keep wanting to say Revenant. It's the Wraith Panzer 58 Mutz. Next, at the number 7 spot is the Dragon, which is basically a Type 62. The Dragon has a 52.15% win ratio and 411,000 battles. It is a tier 7 Chinese light tank. It has a 40% silver bonus and a 25% XP bonus. It has 880 hit points. It has 32% concealment, stationary and while moving. Its view range is 390 and its signal range is 660. It has a horsepower per ton at 20.48. It goes 60 forward and 23 reverse. It has a rate of fire of 10.91 and that does 180 damage per shot. It has a DPM of 1,964. Its penetration is 145 on its standard, 220 on its premium, and 43 on its high explosive. Its aim time is 2.3, accuracy is 0.37, gun elevation is 20 degrees, and gun depression is 5 degrees. Alright, so we come out to the number 6 spot. Remember that tiebreaker I was talking about earlier? Well, that tiebreaker is now. The Hellhound and the Lycan are the tiebreakers. The ties. Both tanks have identical win ratios at 52.81%. And so, like I said, I was going to be breaking the win ratio, the tiebreaker, out of how many battles each tank was played. So, when combining the two numbers, the Hellhound has 1,517,000 battles. The Lycan, hence this is why it's in the number 5 spot above the Hellhound, crushes the Hellhound in battles played at 4,295,000. So yeah, Lycan's played a lot more. So let's just talk about the Hellhound, then go to the Lycan. So the Hellhound is a tier 8 German light tank. that has a 40% silver bonus, a 20% XP bonus, and a 50% crew bonus. It goes 72 forward, 24 reverse, has a 21.28 horsepower per ton, has 1,100 hit points, 28% concealment, speed range is 400, and signal range is 795. Rate of fire is 9.09. Damage per shot is 240. Its DPM is 2,182. Its penetration is 182 on its standard, 250 on its premium, and 102 on its high explosive. Aim time is 1.8. Accuracy is 0.38. Gun elevation is 17 degrees, and gun depression is 8 degrees. So that's the Hellhound. So at the number 5 spot, as I said before, the Lycan is in the number 5 spot. So the Lycan has a 52.81% win ratio, with 4,295,000 battles played in it. The Lycan is a tier 7 American light tank that has a 20% silver bonus and a 25% XP bonus. It has 840 hit points and 400 V range, 745 signal range, has a horsepower per ton at 24.76. Top speed is 64 and reverse speed is 23. Has a rate of fire of 12 rounds per minute. Does 150 damage per shot. That gives it a DPM of 1,800. Its penetration is 175 on its standard, 210 on its premium, and high explosive penetration is 38. Aim time is 2.1. It has a accuracy is 0.39. Gun elevation is 20 degrees, gun depression is 7 degrees, and it has a concealment of 28%. And also, this is the only autoloader on this list. It has a 6-shot autoloader that has an interclip reload of 2 seconds. Alright, so at the number 4 spot is the Gorynych, or whatever you want to say. This is also a KV5. It has a win percent of 53.1%. With 1,585,000 battles played in it. It is a tier 8 Soviet heavy tank that is preferential. Has a 50% silver bonus, 15% XP bonus. Since it is a heavy tank, let's talk about the hit points and whole armor of this tank. So it has 1,780 hit points. Its whole armor is 180 at the front, 150 at the side, and 140 at the back. Turn armor is 180 at the front, 180 at the side, and 180 at the back. It fires 7 rounds per minute. That does 300 damage per shot. That has a DPM of 2,100. Its penetration on standard is 167. Premium penetration is 219. High explosive penetration is 54. Aim time is 2.86. Accuracy is 0.43. Gun elevation is 22 degrees a second. 22 degrees a second. 22 degrees of gun elevation and 7 degrees of gun depression. It goes 40 forward and 11 reverse. It has a horsepower per ton of 11.98. So at number 3 spot is the only tier 6 on the list. It is the Kaiju. This is a tier 6 Japanese heavy tank that has a win percentage of 54.61% with 773,000 battles played in it. It has a 30% silver bonus and a 30% XP bonus. It fires 5 rounds per minute. That does 300 damage per shot. It has a DPM of 1,500. Its penetration is 175 on its standard, 201 on its premium, and 53 on its high explosive. Accuracy is 0.43. Aim time is 3.2. Gun elevation is 20 degrees. Gun depression is 10 degrees. And since it is a heavy tank, so armor time. It has 950 hit points. It has 150. This is talking about the whole armor. 150 at the front, 70 at the sides, 105 at the back. Turn armor is 150 at the front, 150 at the side, and 105 at the back. Alright, so the number 2 spot is the Bellatores, which is a tier 8 British medium tank, which is actually last year's Halloween tank. One of the two. So the Bellatores has a 56.87% win ratio with 160,000 battles played in it. It's a tier 8 British medium tank that has a 50% silver bonus and a 15% XP bonus. It fires 8 rounds per minute that does 230 damage per shot with a DPM of 1,840. Its penetration is 226 on its starter, 258 on its premium, and 42 on its high explosive. Aim time is 2.3. Accuracy is 0.33. Gun elevation is 18 degrees. Gun depression is 10 degrees. It goes 50 forward and 20 reverse. It has a horsepower per ton of 18.22. Hull armor is 121 at the front, 51 at the side, and 38 at the back. Turn armor is 254 at the front, 89 at the sides, and 89 at the back. Also has 1,400 hit points. Also, I did want to mention this is the Bellatores is the Centurion 5-1, but with better armor. Well, it has space armor all over the front of the tank, so yeah, just makes it a better The Bellatores is just a better Centurion 5-1. Okay, so now we move on to the number 1 spot. So the number 1 spot is the Inferno Chimera, which is a tier 8 British medium tank that has a win percentage of 58.08% with 170,000 battles played in it. Also, this is last year's monster tank, so let's get on into it. And also, this is the Chimera. It's unscanned Chimera, and like the Bellatores, the Inferno is better than the Chimera because all the space armor it has, so it just helps out in armor wise. So it has a 30% silver bonus and a 15% XP bonus. It fires 3.87 rounds per minute that does 440 damage per shot. DPM is 1,703. Penetration is 202 on its standard, 252 on its premium, and 64 on its high explosive. Aim time is 2.9. Accuracy is 0.42. Gun elevation is 20 degrees, and gun depression is 10 degrees. It goes 50 forward and 20 reverse. Has a horsepower per ton of 15.76. Turn armor is 203, 76 at the side, and 76 at the back. Hull armor is 114 at the front, 76 at the side, and 51 at the back. And it has 1,400 hit points. And that's it for this video. So, hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, dislike it. If you didn't, like it. So, and also remember to SLAPAFISH because we're always not. And also remember to subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. And peace out. See ya.